It was 2 p.m. on a Monday. Aisha Bello climbed the grand staircase of the Lekki mansion, her cleaning supplies in hand, her ears catching a sound that tore at her heart. The desperate cries of 2 babies echoing through the expansive home. At 25, Aisha had worked as a cleaner in this opulent estate for 3 weeks, but she could never get used to the persistent suffering. The twin girls had been crying for 3 straight hours today. Yesterday it was 5, the day before, 6. God have mercy, these little ones, Aisha whispered, pausing on the landing to wipe sweat from her brow. Chief Femi Adeyemi appeared in the hallway, looking like a lost soul. At 34, this millionaire businessman seemed to have aged 10 years in the past few weeks. Deep circles bruised his eyes, his hair was a mess, and he walked like a ghost. Mama Ngozi, he called out, as his trusted housekeeper hurried towards him. It had been over 2 months since anyone had slept properly. Over 2 months. Mama Ngozi, a woman of 50 who had served the Adeyemi family for 20 years, shook her head with a heavy heart. She always jotted down everything she observed in the house, in a worn little notebook. Oga, you also need some rest. You can't go on like this. Rest? Chief Femi gave a humorless laugh. How can I rest when I hear my daughters crying like this? What kind of father am I, Mama Ngozi? Aisha stopped climbing the stairs. The raw pain in the man's voice touched her deeply. She had lost her own baby a year ago, at 4 months of pregnancy. She knew firsthand what it was like to see a child suffer. Chief Femi gripped his phone, his hands trembling. Doctor, it's Chief Adeyemi again. I know I called this morning, but my daughters are still in terrible distress. There has to be something you can do. The voice on the other end of the line said something that made Chief Femi even more agitated. What do you mean you don't know what else to do? We've had pediatricians, neurologists, baby specialists, everyone. I've spent more money than I care to admit, and nothing is working. He slammed the phone down and punched the wall. Chief Femi. Mama Ngozi rushed to his side. You cannot hurt yourself too. It's useless, Mama Ngozi. I'm a useless father. I can't even get my own daughters to stop crying. Aisha watched, her heart heavy with sorrow. She had never seen a man so utterly broken. His pain was raw, real, a deep ache that wounded the soul. The twins' cries grew even louder from their room. Taiwo and Kehinde, 3 months old, were fighting against something no one could comprehend. If they don't get better soon, I don't know how much more I can take, Chief Femi whispered, his voice cracking. At 3 p.m., Chief Femi rushed out of the house, carrying both babies in their strollers. I'm off to the hospital again, he shouted to Mama Ngozi. They have a fever from crying so much. The imposing gates of the mansion closed, and the house finally fell silent. Aisha sighed with relief, not for the reprieve from work, but for the little bit of peace those tiny girls would hopefully get. Poor things, she murmured, finishing her climb to clean the upstairs. When she reached the door of the twins' nursery, she paused. The air still carried the scent of baby, mingled with medicine. 2 small cots, pink and blue decorations, unused toys, because the girls never stopped crying long enough to play. Aisha knew she shouldn't go in there. Chief Femi was very strict about who could enter his daughter's room, but something pulled her inside. She picked up a tiny pink outfit with bunny prints, hugged it to her chest, and closed her eyes. The memory of the baby she lost pierced her like a knife. My little angel, she whispered. If you had been born, you would be their age now. An hour and a half later, the sound of the gates opening jolted her from her reverie. Chief Femi was returning. Aisha hurried to leave the room, but she caught her foot on the dresser and knocked over a perfume bottle. Oh God, she exclaimed. She bent down to pick up the pieces as she heard footsteps on the stairs. The doctors still don't know what to do, Chief Femi shouted to Mama Ngozi. They said they're healthy, but they won't stop crying. He entered the room, carrying Taiwo in his arms. The baby was red from crying so much. Her face was swollen, her tiny fists clenched. Daddy doesn't know what to do anymore, my darling, he whispered, rocking the child gently. Daddy is lost. Kehinde in the stroller was also crying, a high-pitched wail that pierced the ears. It was then that something inexplicable happened. Aisha, still crouched, gathering the glass shards, looked at Taiwo and without thinking, extended her arms. Can I hold her for a little while? Chief Femi, at the very edge of exhaustion, didn't think twice. He placed the baby into Aisha's arms. The silence was immediate. Taiwo stopped crying as if someone had pressed a button. Her swollen little eyes opened and fixed on Aisha's face, a curious, peaceful gaze. What? Chief Femi stared, mouth agape. Kehinde in the stroller also stopped crying. She turned her head towards her sister and towards Aisha, as if understanding that something had shifted. "Peace, little one," Aisha whispered, rocking Taiwo gently. "What was bothering you?" The baby closed her eyes and, for the first time in over 2 months, truly fell asleep. "I don't believe it," Chief Femi murmured. He took Kehinde from the stroller. The child calmed immediately when he brought her close to Aisha. "How did you do that?" "I don't know, Oga Femi. I just felt like I needed to hold her." Mama Ngozi appeared at the doorway, almost collapsing. "Chineke, how did you manage it? These girls don't stop crying even in their sleep." But Chief Femi was already seeing it. He was there, witnessing the impossible unfold before his eyes. "Aisha," he whispered, "I've been searching for an answer for 3 months. I've spent a fortune on doctors. And you just... They're sleeping." Aisha finished, her eyes tearful, truly sleeping. The 3 of them stood there in silence, watching the twins sleep peacefully for the first time. Taiwo in Aisha's arms, Kehinde in her father's, but pressed close to the cleaner. It was then that they heard decisive footsteps on the staircase. Footsteps that made everyone's blood run cold. "Chief Femi!" A feminine voice resonated through the hallway. "I've arrived for the girls' checkup. Doctor." Adeze Okoro appeared at the nursery door, a woman who always commanded authority. At 38, she was the type who instantly imposed respect upon entering a room. Her white coat was spotless, her hair pulled back in a perfect bun, her posture erect, like someone who never lost control. "Chief Femi, how are the—" She stopped mid-sentence as she took in the scene. The twins were sleeping. Chief Femi was smiling for the first time in months, and a house cleaner was holding Taiwo as if it were the most natural thing in the world. "Adeze," Chief Femi whispered, trying not to wake the babies. "You won't believe this." They finally slept. Aisha managed to get them to sleep. Dr. Adieze's smile froze on her face. She had been the family's doctor for 3 years. 3 years since Chief Femi's wife had died in childbirth. 3 years building a relationship, waiting for the right moment to get closer to him intimately. And now, some ordinary cleaner shows up and does what she, a qualified doctor, couldn't achieve. "Adeze," Chief Femi said, his voice controlled. "Can I speak with you for a moment in the hallway?" "But Adeze, just look at them, they're so peaceful. In the hallway, please." Chief Femi sensed her serious tone and gestured to Aisha to stay with the babies. He left the room, following the doctor. "Chief Femi, do you realize what just happened?" Dr. Adeze spoke softly, but with controlled fury. "What?" "She made my daughters sleep, Adeze, for the first time in 3 months. And do you know this woman's background? Do you know if she has any illness? Do you know if she did anything dangerous?" Chief Femi frowned. He hadn't considered that. "Adeze, she only held Taiwo and—" "Chief Femi, I've been a pediatrician for 15 years. I know how risky these situations can be. 3-month-old babies are very fragile. Anything wrong can cause a serious problem." "But they're fine, Adeze. Look how peacefully they're sleeping for now. But what if it was a chemical reaction? What if something got on their skin? What if it's something that will harm them later?" Dr. Adeze's words planted a seed of doubt in Chief Femi's weary mind. He had always trusted what she said. Doctor. Adeze had saved the twins when they were born prematurely. She was a respected professional, a family friend for years. Inside the nursery, Aisha rocked Taiwo, who slept deeply. Mama Ngozi watched Kehinde, who was also resting peacefully in the stroller. "My dear," Mama Ngozi whispered, "how did you do it?" "I don't know, Mama Ngozi. I just felt like I needed to help. In 20 years working here, I've never seen anything like it. These girls don't stop crying even when they're asleep. And now look at them." She gestured to the babies. Truly sleeping, calm breathing, relaxed faces, open little hands. "It's a miracle, truly," Mama Ngozi concluded. In the hallway, Dr. Adeze continued to sow doubt. "Chief Femi, I understand your desperation, but as a doctor, I cannot allow an untrained person to have direct contact with such small babies. It's a matter of responsibility. Chief Femi, imagine if something happened to them. Imagine if they developed an allergy, an infection. You would never forgive yourself, and neither would I, as a responsible doctor." Chief Femi ran a hand through his hair. Exhaustion prevented him from thinking clearly. "What do you think I should do?" "She must not have any more direct contact with the children, for their own good. Meanwhile, I will adjust their medication." Perhaps that was what was missing. Inside the nursery, Aisha felt a chill. Something wasn't right. Taiwo stirred slightly in her arms, but continued to sleep. "Mama Ngozi," she whispered, "does the doctor always give the girls medicine?" Every day, my dear. She says it's to calm them, but it never worked well. And has she given it to them today? Not yet. She just arrived a while ago. Aisha paused, deep in thought. The twins had slept without any medicine, just with kindness, just with her touch. It was then that Chief Femi returned to the room with a serious expression. Aisha, he said softly, thank you for your help, but Dr. Adieze is right. It's better if you don't touch the children anymore. Aisha's heart shattered. But, Oga Femi, they're well. I know, but it could be dangerous. You're not a doctor. It could have been luck, or it could be something that will harm them later. Aisha gently placed Taiwo in her cot. The baby continued to sleep. I understand, Oga Femi, she said, but her eyes said it all. She understood nothing. She knew she had helped those children, and now they were pushing her away. At that moment, Dr. Adieze entered the room with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I'm going to administer the girl's medication now, she announced, pulling 2 syringes from her medical bag. They're sleeping, doctor, Mama Ngozi commented. That's precisely the best time to administer the medicine. They'll sleep even more profoundly. Aisha watched everything. A feeling of unease grew in her chest. Something about those syringes didn't seem right. Excuse me, she said softly and left the room. In the hallway, she heard Dr. Adieze speaking in a low voice, almost to herself. She almost ruined everything. Tuesday, 6 a.m. Aisha arrived at work with a heavy heart. All weekend she couldn't stop thinking about the twins. Had they slept? Were they okay? As she entered the mansion, she heard exactly what she expected and feared, crying. Taiwo and Kehinde were wailing in their room, louder and more desperately than before. It was as if they had returned to their previous state, only worse. They barely slept all weekend, Mama Ngozi commented when she saw Aisha. Oga is devastated again. And the doctor's medicine. She increased the dosage, said it was necessary to compensate for what happened on Friday. Aisha frowned. Compensate? Why would she need to compensate for the fact that the twins had slept? At 7 o'clock, Dr. Adieze arrived. Today she was different, more determined, more serious. Where is the cleaner? She asked Mama Ngozi. She's cleaning the living room, doctor. Call her. I need to speak with her. Aisha climbed the stairs, her heart racing. Dr. Adieze was waiting for her in the hallway, arms crossed, a stern expression on her face. Aisha, isn't it? Yes, doctor. I need to make something very clear. You cannot, under any circumstances, touch the children in this house. They are fragile, premature babies. Any incorrect contact can cause a serious infection. But doctor, I only helped. You didn't help at all. You created a problem. The girls were agitated all weekend because their system was altered. Altered by things like cheap perfumes, cleaning products, bacteria. You clean houses, don't you? Your hands carry germs that can be dangerous for babies. Every word from Dr. Adieze was like a slap in Aisha's face. The doctor spoke with an authority that left no room for questions. Did you understand correctly? You are not to touch the children, and you are not to enter their room. If I find out you disobeyed, I will tell Chief Femi to dismiss you immediately. Yes, doctor. Perfect. Now, I will attend to my patients. Dr. Adieze entered the twins' room and closed the door. Aisha stood in the hallway, humiliated and confused. Had she really done something wrong? Had she hurt the babies unintentionally? Inside the room, Dr. Adieze pulled a syringe from her bag, but it wasn't the same one Chief Femi had seen on Friday. This one was different, containing a clear liquid that was anything but calming. Now, we'll solve this little problem, she whispered, adding the contents to Taiwo's feeding bottle. The liquid was a mild stimulant, tasteless, but it kept babies agitated for hours. Dr. Adieze had been using it in small doses for 3 months, ever since the twins were born. Her plan was simple. Keep the children dependent on her medicine, make herself indispensable to Chief Femi, and at the right moment, discover the cure and marry him out of gratitude. But on Friday, some ordinary cleaner almost destroyed 3 years of meticulous planning. Today, Dr. Adieze doubled the dose. The twins were going to have a terrible week, and when she adjusted the medication again, Chief Femi would be at her feet with gratitude. There, my little ones, she whispered to the babies. Daddy will see that only Auntie Adiz can care for you. Taiwo and Kehinde drank the poisoned milk from their bottles, unknowingly. In an hour, the effect would begin. In 2 hours, they would be screaming as they had never screamed before. In the hallway, Aisha cleaned the floor, listening to the whimpers that were already starting to grow louder. Her heart ached, but she could do nothing. She was forbidden. At 10 a.m., Chief Femi arrived from the office and found his daughters in a crisis worse than all the others. "Adeze," he shouted into the phone. "They're terrible. What medicine did you give them?" "Calm down, Chief Femi. It's normal. Their system was altered by the contact on Friday. I'm correcting it now. It will get worse before it gets better." "It will get worse?" "Unfortunately, yes. But trust me, I've been a doctor for 15 years. I know what I'm doing." Chief Femi hung up the phone and collapsed onto the armchair in the nursery. The twins had been crying for 4 straight hours. It was Tuesday, and they hadn't slept properly since Sunday. "They're going to die if this continues," he whispered to himself, his voice broken with desperation. In the hallway, Aisha heard everything and felt tears stream down her face. She knew she could help. She knew the twins would calm down in her arms, but she was forbidden to touch them. It was then that she noticed something that left her even more intrigued. In the bathroom bin, she saw an empty bottle of infant sedative, the same medicine the doctor claimed to have given the girls. If she gave them the sedative, Aisha thought, why was the bottle empty in the bin? And why were the girls worse? The seed of suspicion began to sprout in Aisha's heart. Something was not right. What if the person who was supposed to care for the twins was actually harming them? The baby's cries echoed through the mansion like a cry for help, a cry that only Aisha seemed to understand, but was forbidden to answer. "They're going to die if this continues," Chief Femi shouted on the phone to Adayeze. And for the first time, Aisha wondered, was that exactly her intention? Wednesday, midday. Aisha worked downstairs in the mansion, listening to the twins' incessant crying that had not stopped for 8 straight hours. It was a sound that pierced her soul, mainly because she knew she could help. Mama Ngozi appeared in the kitchen, her little notebook in hand and a worried expression. "My dear, can I speak with you?" "Of course, Mama Ngozi. I find what's happening very strange. The girls only got better when you cared for them on Friday, and then over the weekend, they were worse than ever." Aisha stopped cleaning and looked at the housekeeper. "You found it strange too?" "Very. And there's something else." Mama Ngozi looked around to make sure no one was listening. "I've worked here for 20 years. I've never seen a baby cry this much." "So, it's not normal?" "Normal, it is not. No. And another thing that caught my attention, the doctor always comes here every day now, but before the girls were born, she only appeared when Olga called her." Aisha felt her heart race. She wasn't crazy. There really was something wrong. "Mama Ngozi, you jot everything down in that little notebook, right?" "I do. Yes, it's an old habit of mine. I note who comes, who leaves, at what time. And can you tell me what time the doctor arrives and what time the girls start crying worse?" Mama Ngozi opened the notebook and flipped through the pages. "Look here. Monday, doctor arrived at 7 a.m. Gave medicine at 7:30 a.m. Girls started screaming like mad at 8:30 a.m. And yesterday, Tuesday, doctor arrived at 7 a.m. Gave medicine at 7:15 a.m. Girls started getting agitated at 8:15 a.m. Always. An hour after the medicine. Always. But that must be normal, right? Sometimes, medicine takes time to work." Aisha frowned. "If the medicine was to calm them, why did the twins get worse afterward?" "Mama Ngozi, you saw what medicine the doctor throws in the bin." "How so?" "I saw some empty infant sedative bottles in the bathroom bin. If she's giving the babies sedatives, why are the bottles empty in the bin?" Mama Ngozi looked thoughtful. "Now that you mention it, it's a bit strange. Why throw away medicine she didn't use?" It was then that they heard quick footsteps on the stairs. Chief Femi rushed downstairs, his hair disheveled, his shirt wrinkled. "Mama Ngozi, where is Adayeze?" "I called her, but she's not answering. She hasn't arrived yet today, Oga. The girls have been screaming for 8 hours. 8 hours, Mama Ngozi. They're going to have convulsions if this continues." Aisha felt her chest tighten, seeing his desperation. "Oga Femi," she said softly, "may I suggest something?" "What?" "What if you tried not giving them the medicine today, just to see if it makes a difference?" Chief Femi looked at her as if she had suggested something insane. "Aisha, they are like this precisely because they need the medicine." Adayeze explained that their system is, as she said, altered. "But what if it's not that? What if it's the medicine that's harming them?" "Aisha," Chief Femi raised his voice. "Adayeze is a qualified doctor. She knows what she's doing." Aisha lowered her head, but the suspicion in her mind only grew. The phone rang, and Chief Femi rushed to answer it. "Adayeze! Thank God! You need to come here urgently. The girls are terrible." "Calm down, Chief Femi. I'll be there in half an hour. In the meantime, you can give them another dose of the medicine. It's in the refrigerator." Chief Femi went to the kitchen and opened the refrigerator. He took a bottle with clear liquid. Mama Ngozi, come help me give the babies their medicine. Aisha watched everything and made a decision. She needed to find out what was truly happening. At 2 p.m., she positioned herself at the living room window, pretending to clean the glass. From there, she could see the twins' nursery upstairs. 15 minutes later, Dr. Adeze arrived. Aisha noticed she didn't seem worried as she should. In fact, she even seemed relieved. From the window, Aisha could see Dr. Adeze entering the twins' room. She stayed watching, and what she saw chilled her. Dr. Adeze didn't examine the babies, didn't check their temperature, didn't listen to their hearts, nothing. She simply took something from her medical bag and applied it to the feeding bottles. Mama Ngozi, Aisha called softly. Come see something. Mama Ngozi approached the window. What is it? Look up there. The doctor isn't examining the girls, she's just putting something into their feeding bottles. Mama Ngozi watched and frowned. How strange. She shouldn't be examining them before giving medicine. At that moment, they saw Dr. Adeze leaving the room and talking to Chief Femi in the hallway. They couldn't hear, but by her expression, she was reassuring him about something. Mama Ngozi, when the doctor leaves, can you show me what medicine she left? I can, yes. An hour later, Dr. Adeze left the house. Mama Ngozi and Aisha went up to the twins' room. Look here. Mama Ngozi showed the bottle in the room's refrigerator. This is what she always leaves. Aisha took the bottle and read the label. Infant Soother. Natural, she read aloud. But look at this, Mama Ngozi. She showed her the back of the bottle. The cap is tampered with. Someone opened it and closed it again. How do you know? I've worked cleaning houses for years. I learned to notice these things. Someone messed with this bottle. Mama Ngozi looked closer. You're right. The cap is a bit crooked. It was then that they heard a different cry coming from the cots. Taiwo and Kehinde began to get agitated again. An hour after the medicine, Aisha whispered, exactly as you noted. God have mercy, Mama Ngozi whispered. Mama Ngozi, can you do something for me? What? Tomorrow, when the doctor comes, pretend you forgot something in the room and stay to observe her putting something in the medicine without her noticing. And if she notices, then we'll know there's really something wrong. Thursday, 6:30 a.m. Aisha arrived at work, anxious to know how the twins had spent the night. Mama Ngozi met her at the door with a relieved expression. My dear, I'm glad you're here. How was the night? Olga didn't give them the medicine last night. And you know what happened? What? The girls slept for 6 straight hours. 6 hours? First time in months. Aisha felt a mix of relief and confirmation of her suspicions. And this morning, they're still sleeping. But the doctor arrived half an hour ago. She's upstairs. Did you manage to observe her? I did, and you won't believe what I saw. Mama Ngozi pulled Aisha to a corner of the kitchen and whispered. She took a syringe from her bag and injected something into the medicine bottle. Something she brought from outside. Are you sure? Absolutely. I saw her pierce the bottle cap with the syringe and inject a clear liquid. God have mercy. And there's more. After applying it, she tasted a drop on her tongue. Tasted it to see if it had a flavor. I saw her make a face of approval, as if checking that it wouldn't be noticeable. Aisha felt her blood run cold. A doctor wouldn't need to taste medicine on their tongue unless they were mixing something that shouldn't be there. Mama Ngozi, we need to speak with Oga Femi. He won't believe us. Then we need more proof. It was then that they heard footsteps descending the stairs. Dr. Adeze appeared in the kitchen with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Good morning, ladies. The girls are doing great today, sleeping like angels. That's good, doctor, Mama Ngozi replied, trying to hide her true feelings. I'm leaving the usual medicine. You can administer it every 4 hours. Dr. Adeze left the house, but this time Aisha noticed something she hadn't before. The doctor was carrying 2 bags, her official medical bag and a small cooler bag. Mama Ngozi, did you see that cooler bag? Yes, I did. Do doctors usually carry cooler bags to patients' homes? Not that I know of. Normal medicine doesn't require special refrigeration. Chief Femi appeared in the kitchen, looking much better than in recent days. Mama Ngozi, I can't believe the girls slept all night. Indeed, Olga. Isn't that wonderful? Adeze said it's because the new medicine is working. Aisha and Mama Ngozi exchanged glances. They knew it wasn't the medicine that worked, it was its absence. Olga Femi, Aisha ventured. Doesn't it seem strange to you that they only got better when they didn't take the medicine last night? But they did take it. Adeze adjusted the formula. But you yourself said you didn't give them the medicine last night. Chief Femi paused and thought, "That's right. I didn't give it to them. I completely forgot. I was so tired. And they improved." "It was a coincidence, Oga Femi," Mama Ngozi interjected. "Can I say something?" "Of course. In 20 years working here, I've learned to observe, and there are some things that are catching my attention." "What things?" "The doctor always puts something in the medicine before leaving it here, and the girls always get worse exactly 1 hour after taking it." Chief Femi frowned. "Mama Ngozi, are you implying something?" "I'm not implying anything, Oga. I'm just stating what I observe." At that moment, the twins' crying resumed upstairs. Taiwo and Kehinde had woken up and were already becoming agitated. "Already?" Chief Femi sighed. "I'm going to give them the medicine." "Oga Femi," Aisha said quickly. "What if we experimented just one more time without giving it to them, just to be sure?" "Aisha, please, just for today. If they get very bad, give them the medicine immediately." Chief Femi was torn. On one hand, Dr. Adeze's medical advice. On the other, the evidence of his own eyes. "All right, but if they get very bad, I'll give them the medicine." Aisha felt a hope grow in her chest. Perhaps today they would discover the truth. At 10 a.m., something extraordinary happened. The twins, who had woken up crying, gradually calmed down on their own. Without medicine, without intervention, just with their father's affection and normal care. "I can't believe it," Chief Femi whispered, looking at his calm daughters. "Do you believe now there's something wrong with that medicine?" Aisha asked. Chief Femi was about to answer when the phone rang. "Chief Femi, it's Adeze. How are the girls?" "They're well." "Excellent. You gave them the medicine at the correct time?" Chief Femi looked at Aisha and Mama Ngozi, who shook their heads. "Yes, I did." "Perfect. I'll arrive in the afternoon to see how they're reacting to the new treatment." When Chief Femi hung up, Aisha realized he had lied to Dr. Adeze. "Why did you lie to her?" Because I want to be sure of something before accusing a doctor of what you two are thinking. And how will we be sure?" Chief Femi remained silent for a moment. "We're going to test the medicine." Thursday, 2 p.m. Chief Femi, Aisha, and Mama Ngozi were in the kitchen, looking at the medicine bottle Dr. Adeze had left. "How are we going to test this?" Chief Femi asked. "My brother is a pharmacy technician," Mama Ngozi said. "He can analyze it without anyone knowing, but that will take time." "There's another way," Aisha interrupted. "We can see how the girls react with and without the medicine throughout the day." "How?" "Simple. We divide the day into 2 periods. In the morning, they go without medicine. In the afternoon, when the doctor arrives, we give them the medicine and observe the difference." Chief Femi considered the proposal. "And if they get worse, we stop immediately and call another doctor." "All right, let's try it." Throughout the morning, the twins remained calm, passed their stools normally, drank their milk without issues, and slept when they should. Healthy, baby behavior. At 2:30 p.m., Dr. Adeze arrived for her afternoon visit. "How are my little patients?" "Fine," Chief Femi replied, observing her intently. "Excellent. The medicine is working perfectly." Then, Dr. Adeze went up to the twins' room. Chief Femi, Aisha, and Mama Ngozi stayed downstairs, waiting. Half an hour later, Dr. Adeze came down. "Done. I've administered the afternoon dose. They'll be very calm now." As soon as Dr. Adeze left the house, the 3 of them rushed upstairs to the room. The twins were in their cots, seemingly normal. But Chief Femi noticed something. Look at their eyes. Taiwo and Kehinde's eyes were wider than normal, slightly glassy, as if they were seeing things that weren't there. "Is that normal?" Chief Femi asked. "No," Aisha replied. "Normal babies don't have that look." 15 minutes later, like clockwork, the crying began. But it wasn't a normal baby cry. It was a desperate wail from someone feeling ill. "Now I'm sure," Chief Femi said, his voice trembling with rage. "She's poisoning my daughters." "What are we going to do?" Mama Ngozi asked. "We're going to prove it." Chief Femi picked up the phone and called a private doctor he knew. "Dr. Emeka Obi, this is Chief Femi Adeyemi. I need you to come to my house urgently to examine my daughters." "No, it's not an emergency, but it's important. Can you still come today?" While Chief Femi was on the phone, Aisha heard a strange noise in the garden. She looked out the window and saw Dr. Adeze standing behind a tree, watching the house. "Mama Ngozi," Aisha whispered. "Look outside." Mama Ngozi looked and turned pale. "She's spying on us." "Why?" "Because she knows we've discovered something." At that moment, Chief Femi hung up the phone. "Dr. Emeka Obi is coming at 4 p.m. We'll know exactly what the girls have in their blood." "But they didn't know that, doctor." Adeze had heard everything from the open window and was already planning her next move. At 3:45 p.m., 15 minutes before Dr. Emeka Obi arrived, the phone rang. "Chief Femi, this is the police station from your district. We've received a serious report about your house." "What kind of report?" "Someone reported that one of your employees is giving controlled medication to your daughters without a doctor's prescription." Chief Femi froze. "That's a lie, sir. We need to come and verify. It's protocol, but we're already on our way." Chief Femi hung up the phone and looked at Aisha and Mama Ngozi, desperate. "Someone reported us." "Who?" Aisha asked, but deep down, she already knew the answer. 20 minutes later, 2 police vans pulled up in front of the mansion. 4 police officers went up to the twins' room, where they found Chief Femi, Aisha, and Mama Ngozi caring for the crying babies. "Who is the employee responsible for the children's medical care?" the sergeant asked. "No one," Chief Femi replied. "They are cared for by a doctor. We have information that this lady," he pointed to Aisha, "has been administering medication without authorization." "That's a lie." It was then that Dr. Adaize appeared at the door, accompanied by another officer. "Sergeant, as I reported on the phone, I found evidence that this employee has been drugging the children." She opened her medical bag and pulled out a bottle of controlled medication. "I found this hidden in her quarters." Aisha was in shock. "That's not mine. I've never seen that bottle in my life. And I also found this." Dr. Adaize showed a piece of paper, Aisha's own notes on medication dosages. Chief Femi took the paper from the officer's hands. It was a falsified medical prescription, with treatments for Taiwo and Kehinde, signed by Dr. Aisha Bello. "Aisha," Chief Femi whispered, "how could you?" "Oga Femi, I swear I never wrote that. I don't even know how to write prescriptions, and I'm not a doctor." "Madam," the sergeant said, "you need to come with us to clarify the situation. I am innocent. It was her who planted those things." But as Aisha was led away, Dr. Adaize approached Chief Femi. "I'm sorry, Chief Femi. I know you trusted her, but I couldn't let your daughters be at risk." Chief Femi looked at the twins, who were still crying, and then at Dr. Adaize, who now seemed to be the only person he could trust. He didn't notice the discreet smile of satisfaction on the doctor's face. Friday, 8 a.m. Aisha woke up in a cold police cell after a night that seemed endless. She spent hours trying to explain to the investigators that she was a victim of a setup, but no one believed her. "Bello, visitor!" the police officer shouted. She got up, expecting to see Chief Femi, or perhaps Dr. Emeka Obi, who could confirm her innocence. But it was her mother, Hajia Amina Bello, her face red with shame and anger. "Mama," Aisha whispered, "don't tell me." "Aisha!" Hajia Amina exploded. "How could you do such a thing? Poison innocent children." "Mama, I didn't do anything. It was the doctor who set me up. Stop lying. It was in the newspaper, on television. Everyone in our compound knows you falsified medical prescriptions." Aisha felt her world crumble. If her own mother didn't believe her, who would? "Mama, please, just listen to me for a moment." "I don't want to hear anything. You've shamed our family. Your siblings can't even leave the house. But I swear to you, for me, you are dead. I never want to see your face again." Hajia Amina stormed out, slamming the door. Aisha collapsed on the cell floor and cried as she had never cried in her life. At midday, the public defender arrived to speak with her. He was a tired man who seemed to have seen many similar cases. "Aisha, I'm going to be direct with you. The situation is complicated. They have physical evidence against you. But I'm innocent. Look, falsifying medical prescriptions is a serious crime. It could be 2 to 8 years in prison. Someone planted those things. The doctor set everything up. Do you have proof?" Aisha fell silent. How could she prove anything from inside a cell? "And the children?" she asked. "How are they?" "That's not my area. My job is to defend you against the crime you supposedly committed." "Supposedly?" "Well, technically you're still innocent until judged, but the evidence." He didn't need to finish the sentence. Aisha understood that even her own lawyer didn't believe her. That night, an older inmate approached her in the cell. "First time here? I hope it's your last." "Everyone says that. What's your offense?" "They say I falsified medical prescriptions to drug babies." The woman made a face of disgust. "Messing with children is a serious matter in here. If you really did that." "I didn't. I love those children more than my own life." "Then someone really messed you up, and messed you up good." Aisha spent another sleepless night thinking about Taiwo and Kehinde. Were they crying again? Had Dr. Adaize gone back to giving them the stimulants? Had Chief Femi noticed anything? On Saturday morning, the news she feared most arrived via a guard. Those babies you poisoned? They were admitted to the hospital in the early hours. Aisha's heart stopped. What? They're in pediatric intensive care, convulsions, very high fever. The doctors believe it was an overdose of the medicines you gave them. Aisha screamed and rushed to the cell bars. No, I didn't give them any medicine. Let me out. I need to speak to someone. Keep quiet. You're not going anywhere. They're going to die. You don't understand. It's the doctor who is killing them. But no one listened. To everyone there, she was just another criminal trying to escape responsibility. Aisha collapsed on the cell floor, sobbing. Taiwo and Kehinde were dying, and the person who could save them was locked in a jail. On the other side, in the hospital corridors, Chief Femi paced back and forth like a madman. His daughters were connected to machines, fighting for their lives. How did this happen, Adaeze? He asked for the 10th time. Chief Femi, I warned you, the cleaner had been drugging them for weeks. Their system accumulated the substance, and now they're having a reaction. But they were getting better. That was the drug's effect. Now that we've stopped giving it, their bodies are going through withdrawal. Chief Femi accepted the explanation because he had no other option. Dr. Adaeze was a doctor. She knew what she was talking about. What he didn't know was that at this exact moment, Dr. Adaeze was administering even larger doses of stimulants to the twins. Her plan was simple: make the babies so ill that he would marry her out of desperation and gratitude when she finally cured them. In prison, Aisha received another devastating piece of news. Bello, your case has gone national. You're the most hated woman in Nigeria now. And it was true. The story of the cleaner who poisoned a millionaire businessman's twin babies was on all TV channels. Her photo was in every newspaper and website. Protests had formed in front of the police station, demanding justice. Baby killer! Someone shouted from the street. Jail her! Aisha huddled in the corner of her cell. Her life had become a public hell, while the true culprit was treated as a hero for trying to save the children. But the worst part was knowing that while she rotted in a cell, Taiwo and Kehinde were dying in the arms of the one who was truly poisoning them. God, she whispered in the darkness of the cell, if you truly exist, protect those children. They don't deserve this. And by some miracle, on the other side of the city, someone was beginning to ask questions that Dr. Adaeze didn't expect. Sunday, 6 a.m. At Evercare Hospital Lekki, Chief Femi hadn't left his daughter's side in 36 hours. Taiwo and Kehinde were in pediatric intensive care, with monitors showing worrying signs, a fever that wouldn't break and small convulsions coming in waves. How are they, doctor? Chief Femi asked. Doctor Tunde Alabi, the pediatrician in charge. Stable, but still concerning. We'll have the toxicology results tomorrow morning, and until then, we'll keep them hydrated and monitored. Their systems need to eliminate whatever it is naturally. Chief Femi ran a hand over his face. 3 days without proper sleep, without eating, unable to think of anything else. Dr. Adaeze arrived with a cup of coffee. Chief Femi, you need to rest a little. I can't. Look at them, Adaeze. I know it's difficult, but they'll be fine. Trust me. How can you be so sure? Because I know this type of intoxication. I've seen similar cases. What Chief Femi didn't know was that Dr. Adaeze was lying. She had never seen similar cases because she herself had created this situation. Mama Ngozi arrived to visit the twins. As an employee who had served the family for 20 years, she had secured authorization. How was the night, Oga? Bad, Mama Ngozi. Very bad. And Aisha? She hasn't visited them yet. Chief Femi felt uncomfortable after what he had done. Oga, Mama Ngozi said softly, may I say something? As someone who has known your family for so long, tell me, I saw Aisha with those children. I saw the way she cared for them, the affection she had for them. That girl would never harm a child. But evidence can be fabricated. Oga, but not the heart. And her heart for those children was pure. Chief Femi grew thoughtful. Deep down, he also had doubts. Mama Ngozi, do you think I should go and speak with her? I think you should at least hear her side of the story. Dr. Adaeze, who had been looking at her phone, overheard the conversation and became alert. Chief Femi, she interrupted, don't you think it's better to concentrate on the girls now? That woman will only make you more distressed. Perhaps you're right, but Mama Ngozi didn't give up. Oga, allow me to ask a question? Of course. Since Aisha was arrested, did the girls get better or worse? The question dropped like a bombshell. Chief Femi had never thought of it that way. They got worse. Then, isn't that strange? If she was really poisoning them, shouldn't they have improved without her? Dr. Adeze felt her heart race. Mama Ngozi's question was dangerous. Mama Ngozi, she responded with medical authority. Intoxication doesn't work that way. The body takes time to eliminate substances. It's normal for them to get worse before getting better. Ah, I understand. But Mama Ngozi didn't understand at all. In reality, she became even more suspicious. Oga, she whispered when Dr. Adeze moved away. Don't you think you should at least talk to Aisha, just to be sure? Chief Femi looked at his daughters connected to the machines. All right, but just to clear up this story once and for all, what they didn't know was that this decision would begin to unravel 3 years of lies. Monday, 10 a.m. Chief Femi sat in the police station's visitors' room, nervous and angry but also curious. When Aisha appeared, he was struck by the change in her. In days, she seemed to have aged years. Thin, pale, with dark circles under her eyes that spoke volumes. Oga Femi, she said softly. Aisha, how are the girls? Why do you care after what they say you did? Because I love them more than anything in this world. Chief Femi studied her face. He saw no malice, no deceit, only real pain. Aisha, explain something to me. If you truly love my daughters, why would you do that? Because I didn't, Oga Femi. I swear by my mother's soul that I would never harm those children. But they found evidence that was planted by Dr. Adeze Okoro. Aisha, that's a very serious accusation. I know, but it's the truth. Aisha recounted everything. The patterns she and Mama Ngozi discovered, the tampered bottles, how the twins always got worse after the medicines. Oga Femi, your daughters only got agitated after she gave them medication. You yourself saw that on Thursday. Chief Femi remembered. It was true. When he hadn't given them the medicine, the girls had improved. But why would Adeze do something like that? I don't know. I just know she is doing it. How do you prove it from inside a cell? How? Chief Femi left the police station, his head throbbing. Aisha's words made sense, but they were so grave that part of him didn't want to believe. Back at the hospital, he found Dr. Tunde Alabi leaving the twins' room. Doctor, how are they? Curiously, they're a little better today. Their fever dropped a degree. Seriously? Yes. If it continues like this, perhaps we can remove some monitors tomorrow. Chief Femi grew thoughtful. The girls were improving in the hospital, far from any medication from Dr. Adeze. Doctor, can I ask a technical question? Of course. If someone were giving a substance to keep babies agitated, would they improve when they stopped receiving that substance? Dr. Tunde Alabi frowned. It would depend on the substance, but yes, if it were a stimulant. For example, they would gradually calm down when they stopped receiving it. And how long would that take? About 2-3 days. Why? Just curiosity. But it wasn't curiosity. Chief Femi was starting to put the pieces together. At that moment, Dr. Adeze appeared in the hallway. Chief Femi, how are the girls? Better. The doctor said their fever dropped. That's good, she responded. But her expression didn't convey relief. Adeze, can I ask you a question? Of course. What kind of medication were you giving the girls at home? A natural sedative. Why? The doctor said they might be improving because they stopped receiving some substance. Wouldn't it be the opposite? Dr. Adeze grew nervous. Every case is different, Chief Femi. You can't generalize. But you just said you knew this type of intoxication. I know it, but every body reacts differently. Chief Femi realized her answers weren't adding up. Adeze, did you bring any medication to administer today? I did, but I'm going to speak with Dr. Tunde Alabi. What medication? A vitamin supplement to aid in their recovery? Chief Femi didn't respond, but decided to observe more closely. Tuesday, 8 a.m. Dr. Tunde Alabi called Chief Femi urgently. Chief Adeyemi, I need to speak with you. Something has happened. The results of your daughter's toxicology tests have arrived. Chief Femi felt his stomach clench. They have amphetamine in their blood. Amphetamine is a very strong stimulant. In babies, it can cause exactly the symptoms your daughters presented. Doctor, where could that have come from? Only doctors have access to pure amphetamine, and based on the levels we found, the administration has been regular for about 2 months. Chief Femi felt his legs tremble. 2 months. That's when Dr. Adeze started treating them. Who is Adeze? She's the family's private doctor. Dr. Tunde Alabi became serious. Chief Adeyemi, I need to inform you that we are going to report this to the authorities. This is child poisoning. At that moment, Dr. Adeze appeared in the hallway. Chief Femi, how are my little patients today? Dr. Adeze said with a controlled voice. The doctor wants to speak with you. With me? About what? Dr. Tunde Alabi introduced himself. Doctor, I am Dr. Tunde Alabi, head of intensive care. I need to clarify some points about the treatment you have been giving the children. Of course. What points? We found amphetamine in their blood. Dr. Adeyeze pallid, but tried to hide it. Amphetamine? Impossible. I only gave them natural sedative. Do you have the prescription for that sedative? I do. Of course. She searched her bag, but took longer than normal. How strange. I think I left it at my consulting room. Dr. Tunde Alabi continued. The amount of amphetamine indicates regular application for 2 months. Can you explain that? It must have been the cleaner. She was the one drugging the children. But the cleaner has been in prison for 5 days, and the level of amphetamine in their blood indicates recent application. Dr. Adeyeze was left without a response. Doctor, I'm going to need you to cooperate with our investigation. Investigation? Child poisoning is a serious crime. The police will want to speak with you. It was then that Dr. Adeyeze realized her world was crumbling, but she still didn't confess, still tried to defend herself. This is a misunderstanding. I am a respected doctor of 15 years. Precisely why it's more serious, Dr. Tunde Alabi responded. Chief Femi, who had listened to everything in silence, finally spoke. Adeyeze, look me in the eyes and tell me the truth. Were you giving my daughters amphetamine? Chief Femi, I would never. Look me in the eyes. Doctor. Adeyeze tried to hold his gaze, but she couldn't. I can explain. Then explain. But instead of confessing, she tried to flee. I need to go get the documents from my consulting room. I'll be right back. You're not going anywhere, Dr. Tunde Alabi said. Hospital security has already been contacted. It was then that Dr. Adeyeze understood she had no escape. Tuesday, 2 p.m., in the hospital's security room, Dr. Adeyeze sat between Chief Femi, Dr. Tunde Alabi, and 2 police investigators. She still tried to deny everything. I never gave those children amphetamine, she insisted. Doctor, one of the investigators said, we have the toxicology results. We have the father's statements. And we have your constant presence in the house during the period of intoxication. Coincidence? Do you have any explanation for the amphetamine in the baby's blood? It was the cleaner. The cleaner does not have access to medical amphetamine. You do. Dr. Adeyeze remained silent. Chief Femi couldn't take it anymore. Adeyeze, for God's sake, stop with that lie. My daughters almost died. I didn't want them to die. The phrase escaped before she realized it. It was the first crack in her version of events. So, you admit you gave them something? The investigator asked. Dr. Adeyeze realized her mistake and tried to retract. I didn't mean that no one wanted them to die. That's not what you said. Yes, it was. Chief Femi stood up nervously. Adeyeze, you're a doctor. You know that lying in a criminal investigation is worse for you. I'm not lying. Then explain to me why my daughters only improved when they stopped taking your medicine? They didn't improve. Yes, they did. On Thursday, when I didn't give them your medicine, they slept all night. It was a coincidence. And here in the hospital, without your medicine, they are improving every day. Dr. Adeyeze was cornered, but still resisted. Chief Femi, you're very stressed. You're not thinking straight. It was then that Dr. Tunde Alabi intervened. Doctor, we have the hospital's security cameras. You were seen administering something to the children last night during the change of shift. Doctor, Adeyeze's blood ran cold. What cameras? Intensive care has 2. 4-hour monitoring. We want to know what you administered at 3 a.m. Dr. Adeyeze tried another lie. It was saline. They were dehydrated. Saline doesn't need to be hidden from nursing staff. Why didn't you report it? Dr. Adeyeze had no response. The investigator leaned forward. Doctor, we're going to make things easier for you. We know you administered amphetamine. We have proof. All we want to know now is why. Dr. Adeyeze looked around the room, Chief Femi with hatred in his eyes. Dr. Tunde Alabi, shaking his head, investigators waiting. She understood it was over. She began, her voice trembling. Speak, Adeyeze, Chief Femi whispered. At least you owe me that. I did it because... The tears began to flow, because I love you, Chief Femi. The silence in the room was absolute. I've loved you for years, ever since your wife died. And I thought that if I cared for the girls, if I made myself indispensable to them. You poisoned my daughters out of love? Chief Femi whispered, incredulous. It wasn't to harm them. It was just so they would need me, so you would see that I was important. Important. You almost killed them. The dose was small, calculated. I'm a doctor. I knew what I was doing. And when Aisha managed to calm them, I had to increase it a bit. She was going to ruin everything. Increase? You increased the drug dosage in my daughters out of jealousy. Adaize? She was sobbing now. I love you so much. I've been waiting for an opportunity for years. Chief Femi stood up, trembling with rage. That's not love, Adaize. That's madness. Yes, it is love. Everything I did was for love. Love doesn't hurt innocent children. I didn't want to hurt them. I just wanted you to love me. The investigator signaled to his colleagues. Doctor, you are under arrest for attempted murder and illegal practice of medicine. As Dr. Adaize was led away, still screaming that she loved Chief Femi, he remained in the room, shattered. Doctor, he said to Dr. Tunde Alabi, I need to go for someone, an innocent person who is in prison for a crime she didn't commit. Go. Your daughters are safe now. And for the first time in months, Chief Femi knew it was true. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Chief Femi had been at the police station for 3 hours, dealing with paperwork and bureaucracy. Even though Dr. Adaize had confessed, releasing someone from prison isn't simple. Chief Adeyemi, the DPO, explained, Miss, Aisha will be released today, but the case against her will only be officially archived in a few weeks, and she can stay at home in the meantime. Yes, she can. And about compensation for moral damages? I'll handle that later. For now, I just want to get her out of here. At 11:30 a.m., Aisha finally walked out of the cell. 5 days that felt like 5 years. She carried a plastic bag with the few belongings she had when she was arrested. When she saw Chief Femi in the hallway, she stopped and faced him. She didn't smile, showed no relief, only exhaustion and deep resentment. Aisha, Oga Femi, you're free. Adaize confessed everything. I know, the DPO told me. She was the one poisoning the girls. You were right all along. Aisha laughed, but there was no humor in it. Yes, I was right. But you believed her for months, and me, not for a single day. The phrase cut Chief Femi like a knife. Aisha, I know I made a mistake. You made a mistake? She shook her head. Oga Femi, you destroyed my life. My own mother said I was dead to her. It was on TV that I'm a baby poisoner. I will fix all of that. How? How are you going to fix 5 days of hell? How are you going to make my mother love me again? Chief Femi had no answer. Oga Femi, thank you for getting me out of prison, but now I just want to go home and try to pick up the pieces of my life. And the girls are missing you. Aisha paused at the police station door. How are they? Improving every day. Without Adaize's poison, they are getting healthy. That's good. Aisha, please, come back to care for them. I can't. Why? Because I no longer trust you. And she left, leaving Chief Femi alone on the pavement, understanding that regaining her trust would be much harder than he had imagined. First month. After a week of insistence, Aisha finally agreed to return, but with strict conditions. I'll come back, she told Chief Femi at his doorstep, but not as a house cleaner. I'll care for the girls during the day and return to my home at night, every day. Is that clear? I want double what I earned before. It can be triple. And you stop trying to discuss personal matters with me. We are employer and employee. Only that. In the first few days, the relationship between them was frosty. Aisha arrived promptly at 7 a.m. She cared for the twins with all the love in the world, but treated Chief Femi as if he were invisible. Good morning. Good morning. Did the girls sleep well? Yes, they took their milk at 5 a.m. Thank you. And that was it. Nothing more. The twins, on the other hand, flourished with Aisha back. It was as if life had returned to normal for them. They slept better, ate better, smiled more. But Aisha was not well. Chief Femi noticed she had nightmares. Sometimes she would cry out in her sleep on the living room sofa during the girls' rest period. Other times she would freeze when she heard police sirens. Aisha, are you all right? I'm perfectly fine. You don't seem to have slept. My nights are not your concern. One afternoon, a reporter appeared at the mansion gate. Can I speak with Aisha Bello? Aisha turned white as paper. I'm not speaking to the press, she whispered to Chief Femi. Leave it to me. Chief Femi went out and spoke with the journalist. When he returned, he found Aisha trembling in the bathroom. They're gone. What if they find out where I live? What if they show up at my mother's house again? Chief Femi saw she was having an anxiety attack. Breathe slowly. No one will bother you. I'll hire security for you. How can you guarantee that? Because I will hire security for you. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's my responsibility. I put you in this situation. It was the first time Chief Femi truly took responsibility for what had happened. Second month. The routine remained tense, but Chief Femi noticed small changes. Aisha was still cold towards him, but sometimes she forgot herself and answered the question more naturally. How was the girl's weekend? Taiwo wants to crawl. She spends her time trying to drag herself across the rug. Seriously? Isn't she too young? Every baby has their own time. She's curious, just like you. Aisha realized the conversation had strayed from the professional and reverted to her cold demeanor. I'm going to prepare their pup. One day, Chief Femi arrived home and found Aisha crying in the garden while the twins slept. Did something happen? Nothing you need to know. Aisha, you're crying. Something happened. I went to the market this morning and everyone kept staring at me. A woman told her grandchild that I was the woman who poisoned babies. Chief Femi felt his chest tighten. I'm so sorry. It's no use being sorry. The damage is done. I'm going to give a TV interview. I'm going to explain everything. And you think that will help? That people will stop seeing me as a monster? Chief Femi didn't know what to answer. Aisha, let me help. You've already helped me too much. That night, Chief Femi called a known journalist and scheduled an interview for the following week. If he caused the problem, he would try to solve it. Third month. Chief Femi's interview had a good impact. He told the whole story, took the blame for believing Dr. Adieze's lies, and offered a public apology to Aisha. Aisha Bello is an honest and hardworking woman who was a victim of a criminal doctor. I made the mistake of doubting her when I should have trusted her. I publicly ask for forgiveness for that. Some newspapers ran stories about the case, showing the other side of the story. Slowly, public opinion began to shift, but at home, Aisha remained distant. I saw your interview, she commented one morning. It was well done, but it still doesn't change what happened. I know, but it's a start. That same month, something important happened. Hajia Amina appeared at the mansion. I want to speak with my daughter. Chief Femi called Aisha, who tensed up when she saw her mother. Mama, I came to ask for forgiveness. Aisha didn't respond. I saw his interview on television. I understood you were telling the truth all along. You didn't believe me when I needed you most. I know, and I'm very sorry. Being sorry doesn't bring back the days I spent alone in prison. Aisha, please, you're my daughter. I love you. You said I was dead to you. Hajia Amina began to cry. I said foolish things. I was angry, ashamed, but you will always be my daughter. Aisha also cried, but still couldn't forgive. I need time, Mama. How much time? I don't know. I just know it's not easy to trust anyone now. Fourth month. Aisha finally agreed to have lunch at her mother's house one Sunday. It was the first step towards family reconciliation. How are the girls? Hajia Amina asked. Beautiful. Taiwo is already crawling, and Kehinde is trying. And Oga, does he treat you well? He treats me well. I have no complaints. Aisha, may I say something? You may. I see in your eyes that you like him. Mama, there's nothing wrong with that. He's a good man, and he's single. He's my employer. I'm an employee. So what? You are an honest, hard-working, caring woman. Any man would be lucky to have you. Aisha remained silent. For months, she hadn't thought of herself as a woman, only as a caregiver to the twins. In the mansion, Chief Femi was also changing. He began to observe Aisha more, not just as his daughter's nanny, but as a person. He saw how caring, dedicated, and intelligent she was. One afternoon, he found her teaching Taiwo to clap. Come on, little one, clap. Taiwo laughed and tried to imitate, but her tiny hands didn't quite meet. She's learning fast, Chief Femi commented. They're very clever, Aisha replied. Both of them, just like their mama. Aisha stopped playing with Taiwo. They're not my daughters. But you care for them as if they were. It's my job. Just work. Aisha looked him in the eyes for the first time in months. What do you mean? I see how you look at them, how you care for them, how they smile when they see you. That's not just work, Oga Femi, and I see how they look at you. To them, you are mama. I can't be mama to daughters who aren't mine. Yes, you can. Mama is the one who cares, who loves, who is present. Aisha nervously touched Taiwo's toy. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know that I admire you greatly. It was the first time Chief Femi showed romantic interest, but subtly. Fifth and sixth month. The relationship between them slowly warmed up. Conversations that began about the twins often ended up on personal matters. Aisha, can I ask you something? You may. Why do you have such a gift with children? Aisha remained silent for a moment. Because I lost one. How? 2 years ago, I was pregnant. I lost the baby in the 4th month. Chief Femi felt a squeeze in his chest. I'm so sorry. That's why I identify so much with your daughters. They are the age my child would be, my son. I was going to name him Ade. For the first time since she returned, Aisha looked directly into his eyes. That's why it hurt so much when you thought I would harm them. After losing my own child, I would never hurt another person's child. Chief Femi remained silent, understanding for the first time the true dimension of the pain he had caused. In June, on the twins' 6-month birthday, Chief Femi organized a small party. He invited Hajia Amina, Mama Ngozi, and some close friends. Thank you for including me, Aisha said when he handed her the invitation. Of course, you're part of their family. During the party, Chief Femi watched Aisha playing with Taiwo and Kehinde. He smiled genuinely for the first time in months and realized he was in love. At the end of the party, as Aisha was leaving, he walked her to the gate. Thank you for the party. The girls adored it. Aisha, you look beautiful today. She smiled, embarrassed. Thank you. It's been a while since I saw you smile like that. It's just that the girls make me happy. Only them. Aisha looked at him, understanding the unasked question. Good night, Femi. It was the first time in 6 months she called him by his first name, without Oga. 7th month. Things definitively changed between them. Aisha still returned to her home every day, but their conversations grew longer, more intimate. Femi, can I ask you something? Of course. Did you love your wife? Why do you ask? Just curiosity. Chief Femi thought before answering. I learned to love her, but it wasn't love at first sight. How so? The marriage was arranged by our families, but over time, I developed affection, respect. And when she died, I thought I would never feel anything for anyone again. And now I've discovered I was wrong. Aisha's heart raced. Femi, can I finish? She nodded. I discovered that it's possible to truly love. To love someone for the person they are, for the way they care for others, for the strength they possess. I don't know where you're going with this. I'm going with the fact that I fell in love with you. Aisha remained silent for a long time. You can't say that. Why? Because I'm afraid. Of what? Of believing and then discovering you're lying. I would never lie about this. You've lied about other things. I never lied. I just made a mistake and learned my lesson. What lesson? That trusting someone means betting on the person, even when everything seems to be against them. Aisha felt her eyes fill with tears. Femi, I also fell in love with you, but I'm so scared. Of what? Of being happy and then losing everything again. You won't lose. How do you know? Because this time, I will fight for you, for us. 8th month. In August, when the twins turned 8 months old, Chief Femi finally declared his true feelings. They were in the garden, watching Taiwo and Kehinde trying to stand up, leaning on the coffee table. They're almost walking, Aisha commented. And speaking too. Taiwo said, Mama, yesterday. It was for you, not looking at me. Aisha smiled. It must have been a coincidence. It wasn't. She recognizes you as Mama. At that moment, Kehinde babbled Mama, looking directly at Aisha. Both of them, Chief Femi whispered. Aisha couldn't hold back her tears. Femi, what if it goes wrong? What if it doesn't work out? What if it goes right? She looked him in the eyes. Do you truly love me? I love you more than anything. Even if you're from a humble background, money doesn't make anyone better or worse. You have something money can't buy. What? A good heart. And that's what matters. And your family, your friends, what will they say? They'll say, I'm the luckiest man in the world. Aisha finally smiled. It's all right. It's all right. What's all right? I accept to try. I accept to see if it can work out between us. Chief Femi pulled her into a careful embrace. I love you, Aisha. I love you too. 1 year later, in the garden of the same mansion where it all began, Chief Femi and Aisha were married in a small, emotional ceremony. Taiwo and Kehinde, now 1 year and 4 months old, ran through the garden on their first uncertain steps. Hajia Amina was in the front row, proud of her daughter. Mama Ngozi had been promoted to head housekeeper and received a raise. Chief Femi's family had accepted Aisha after getting to know her better. During the ceremony, the twins made everyone laugh when they shouted Mama in the middle of the vows. I think they approve, the priest commented, smiling. After the reception, when the guests had left, the new family gathered in the girls' nursery. They've grown so much, Aisha whispered, watching the twins sleeping peacefully. And they will grow up knowing they were loved from infancy by a woman who chose to be their mama. Chose? Yes, because mama isn't just the one who gives birth. She's the one who chooses to love. Aisha smiled and nestled beside her husband. Thank you. For what? For giving me the opportunity to be a mama and to be happy. Thank you for teaching me what true love is. And far away, in a female correctional facility, Dr. Adeze watched the news report showing the wedding. She had lost everything she wanted: Chief Femi, her profession, her freedom, but justice had been served. In the mansion, Taiwo and Kehinde slept, knowing they were loved. And Aisha finally understood that sometimes the family we choose is stronger than the family by blood. Love had triumphed, and this time, forever. Did you like this story? Did Adeze get what she deserved, or was it too little? Tell me in the comments.